To 69, the noes of 51, Part 1 as amended will stand part. We now come to debate on Part 2. This is clauses 6 to 9. The question is that Part 2 stand part. Call Mike Sabin.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Once again, a pleasure to rise and take a call on Part 2 of this bill. And in doing so, sir, can I just acknowledge, as I haven't as yet, the member Mark Mitchell, former police officer, sir. He was, of course, a dog handler and spent a lot of time being dragged around by his Alsatians that he no doubt, there must have been big stocky brutes, I'm sure. But, sir, can I just acknowledge him for the work that he's doing on this bill, and also the Minister, Todd McClay, who originally brought this bill to the House. Part 2, sir, deals largely with the offences and the enforcement. And I just want to pick up on a couple of points around the forfeiting and the ability for the Crown to subsequently destroy the gang patch, sir. And this goes back to the point I raised in the first part of this debate around the significance of a gang patch to a gang member. It is not just an item of clothing. In fact, sir, it is the single most important factor in identifying gang members, and it is something that they will fight for, that they will die for, and that they certainly have to commit offences to have, sir. And one of the challenges that the police have actually faced, and I certainly have done, sir, is actually the ability for gang members to be able to wear those patches unless it's used in the commission of offence, and therefore the police have the ability to seize it. So, sir, this, in the second part of the bill here, it lays out quite clearly the tools, the practical tools that the police officers on the street will be able to use when they seize those gang patches. And, sir, they'll be able to stop vehicles and search those vehicles, sir, and I bet there won't be a single gang member in New Zealand that sort of, if they bother to tune into parliamentary television, I'm probably a little optimistic that they are, sir. I'm not sure that it's really their cup of tea. But one thing I will know is as soon as word gets around that this bill, or cup of tea as the case may be, as soon as this bill gets around, the knowledge of this bill passing, sir, I bet they'll be paying real attention to it, as will the police, who will use every opportunity they can to immediately start removing these patches from gang members who will like to go around perpetuating their intimidation on society. Sir, so what we'll see in the practical sense is some gang members being very, very upset by the fact that not only is their patch taken, but that their patch will go into a furnace and it will be destroyed. And along with it will be their mana, their identity, and everything that they stand for, sir, because that patch is almost a part of them, and many, as members have actually rightfully raised, actually go to the point of having their gang insignia tattooed on their body. Of course, I have seen one or two that have done it in the mirror on their face, and that does pose some interesting problems when, of course, they tattoo themselves back the front. Of course, there are some, and once it's on, and there's no amount of Brillo pad scrubbing that is going to get that thing off there. But, sir, that it goes to point, and of course it would be ridiculous to assert that, oh, well, you can't remove, or sorry, not you, sir, but the police cannot remove the tattoos from their face, so this bill has no meaning or substance. Because, sir, it's the patch that means something. The tattoo is simply an embodiment of what that patch means, and they wear their taiha, as it were, on their skin, and by re-tattooing it. The patch on their skin, okay, the tattoo on their skin is not their patch. Their jacket is their patch. And for members that aren't aware of that, it's actually, it doesn't matter what gang members will tattoo on themselves, it's the patch that matters. So the idea, sir, that we should get caught up in the idea that if they've got tattoos on their face, their insignia on their face, that's nothing. That's actually just someone that's got a bit of scribble on their face because they think it makes them look staunch. The point is, sir, is it's their patch that matters. They would sooner lose the skin off their face than lose the patch off their back. And as a police officer, I would just be jumping at the opportunity to see these patches going into the furnace, sir, because that sends a terrific signal to the New Zealand public that this government does not back the gangs.
I'll call Mark Mitchell.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to